Welcome back to Humbro Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D. Today with me, myself. We're going to be doing this solo today. Sorry that a lot of things are happening today. We got a lot of stuff with work, a lot of things with life. You know how it goes. Sometimes you got to get these things going. So, unfortunately, no caster with me today, but it's okay because we got some great content coming your way. And we got some great decks and great stuff to show you guys. I'm really looking forward to it. Welcome, Uchiha. Thank you for the exclamation point join. And thank you for reminding everybody else in the chat to make sure that you do hit that exclamation point join if you want your chance to get one of those free packs on YouTube or on Twitch. To those who don't understand, I can look at YouTube here and I can look at Twitch here and here technically. So if you're wondering what I'm pointing to, it's just how I can actually see where all the stuff is and all the ways you guys are communicating with me. We've got a great day, a lot of fun games. We got 3 rounds of some good content. Of course, down on Patreon, you can check out all those deck lists that you're going to be seeing today. 3 out of the 4 are actually from the person and be able to get there. And one of them, unfortunately, I had to make up from just watching over the stream because I could not get it in time. However, I did just look at the games, look through with the cards, and we're able to talk to it. We got some really fun, loaded games today with people just playing some casual stuff, but also some stuff that looks like it could have a competitive chance. And you know, it's showing a trend that I think I'll talk about when we go over the deck list of something I'm seeing that's happening a lot in this meta and kind of responding to what we're seeing here in this very Enel-like dominated format. And Enel is not the only deck out there. Of course, you have Nami. Blue-Yellow Nami, very, very good discussing deck. Gecko Moria, which took down the championship, and that still deserves a lot more looks and attention. So if you're a Gecko Moria player out there, you should really be looking into it, as the thriller slop, as they say, has been taking over quite a bit of the yellow decks. And what better than to put it in the deck it was designed for in the first place? Am I wrong? Is your co-host an invisible man, all shirt, no person? Yes. Right here, the Invisible Man. Little quiet, unfortunately. Sadly, not a whole lot of words with this one, but they do like to just look good. And, you know, honestly, it is kind of intimidating how good this person looks. Kind of like, you know how you like to do those cross comparisons and you want them to look a little bit less than you so you can look better by comparison? I've been feeling at that pretty bad with these people, so I'm sorry. Sorry. Yes, we have several things to get into. Of course, we have the packs to give away. Hitting exclamation point join above my head to get to one of those packs. We have the community box, which has had one hit. One hit. The secret rare, Monkey D. Luffy, was pulled directly from this box. And that is the only thing we've seen. It usually indicates us about 3 hits, which means a good chance we have 2 more left in the box. Potentially, because they've been up in the rarities, there is a chance for 4. If you want to get that gold Dawn and other things that are really decent good hits for some good value. Of course, Borsalino, I believe, is still in this pack. There's some other cards that are still hot chase that are great SRs and good utility that you're going to want to pick up before the PRB market comes in. We have a few announcements that I want to go over here with One Piece, and hopefully you guys have been paying attention to that. Maybe not. If so, I'll have this thing to talk to you guys about. But I think first, while we're doing this introduction, I wanted to get something that seems to be talked about quite a bit within the TCG market. And one of those things that is kind of heavily implied through several people, and mostly through Crypto Bros, which is you got to remember where the source is coming from, people. You got to remember who were the ones making the big complaints. So a lot of things are happening. There was an overinvestment inside this game, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys felt that pain, as a lot of cards in some cases were valued appropriately, but some of them too high, making some of the cards just less achievable for what is essentially one of the best card games out there right now, that you have affordable pieces and game pieces. You can put basically everything together, and you have those chases, so those hits will pay for the box and they'll pay for that less or minus, and give you guys some those endorphins for picking up and pulling some amazingly good cards. Something like your Zoro here in the Bubble Zoro that was going for like 1,500 out the gate. I think this thing's dropped just under $1,000. It's still pretty expensive for SPs, but that's it. The market really kind of started to blow up. And as we're seeing with, as the Crypto Bros jump from Pokemon to One Piece to Gundam, some of them in Union Arena, some of them trying out the Dragon Ball, trying to collect what's out there and trying to get those Dragon Ball hits in that small community and driving the prices up there. You're seeing a lot of money flowing in and out, and a lot of people were really talking about the One Piece community as a whole, and specifically, honestly, a lot of the investors were in love with the money, not the cards. Collectors are still out there. People are still trying to get all the pieces. There are a lot of people in love with it, in love with this IP. There are a lot of players, a lot more players than what Bandai is willing to recognize for some reason. And I say that because of the lottery system that they use for their tournament structure. I'm not a big fan of it, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But we're talking about right now the financial situation. all the investment. They're the bubble. Everyone's been talking about the bubble. It's about to burst. It's about to burst. Yep, and it will. Who cares? That makes it good for all the rest of us players and people of the game. Because will it come back? Absolutely will come back. Why? Because as the times keep turning, if you've not been a big patron of this channel, you haven't been watching me for a very long time, I've been explaining to you, I've been playing card games for most of my life. Since I could read, I've been playing some kind of card game. Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, right in the back in the very, very beginning, basic. I was playing Magic the Gathering back then. I had my own Magic the Gathering club in high school that I started. I loved TCGs. I loved the idea of strategizing, playing games, socializing. It was one of my favorite pastimes. And something that's been growing quite a bit in interest for other people as we look for new things to find and do and get and have an excuse to leave our house and find an excuse to socialize, which is, guys, important. It's important. You need to learn to socialize. You need to learn to get out there and socialize with your friends and have that kind of community and that growth. It is a factor in life that you have to fulfill. Staying in your house all the time, the depression, it's all reaping up based on your own decisions to stay at home. You got to come up with an excuse to get out. As they say, touch grass. While that might be fun to say, it is a reality. It's something you need to do. You need to get outside. You need to escape. You need to have something, some reason to want to leave the house, and something that can relatively be affordable. I understand most things are getting unaffordable in today's economy and the way things are going, but there's still things you can do within reason. And if you're within a good community like we have, you have enough where you can get the pieces and the card games and have some fun and just have a good time for a simple $5, maybe $10, depending on where you're going, to play some locals and hopefully get even some more chances at good product. Uchiha says, we'll be playing cards when we're old and deceit and gray hair and liver spots. Honestly, yes. 100%. As long as I can keep talking and keep doing this stuff, I have intentions of keeping this thing going. The channel, the store, everything going for a long time. There'll be a lot more the gray beards coming forward. I'll have my silver lining here in probably about a decade, and you guys will see the gray wolf come out. I will be playing this until the end of time. There's no physicality to it. There's just mentality. And then one of the things I love about it is it always keeps challenging you. The card games will never go anywhere. I don't think any of these things are ever just going to disappear. I think that there's going to be a season where they're going to see a lot of attack, because the thing with card games is you get to own the card games. You get to own this. This is yours. They can't take this from you. This, as soon as you have it, they can take the value out of it in some cases by canceling the game or trying to manipulate the market or do other things to tank the value of these card games. But at the end of the day, they can't take the product away from you. It's your product. In that, it scares them. We've seen it happening online. We've seen it with the way that we used to be able to get content. This started way back when with the Napster and the music stuff, and how people would rotate and do their thing with the music and how easy it was to get access to. And it moved into the digital market where we have media. It used to be DVDs and CDs and stuff that we would have where you can't take that from us. And now it's like, hey, sign up for the subscription. And if you don't keep paying the subscription, yeah, we're taking it away from you. Hey, if you want this thing, well, we'll take it away from you. And now in the latest with the PlayStation, which is kind of semi-related, and bear with me here, we do sell video games, Lifelink games. But PlayStation, newest announcement, where if you don't log into their account every 30 days, and that little bug, that's not really a bug, it is a feature to which they are trying to introduce with this, where you'll lose all the games that you pay to download, because they want you to buy it again, and again, and again, and again. They want you to keep paying money for those old IPs and keep doing this stuff that's been moving that way and in that direction for at least a decade. We saw it with the first announcement when it came from the guy that was talking to the people about like you can't own your own game, and these guys are getting selfish, and these people are so like, I can't believe, entitled to think that they can just have the game and play it at their own will. You gotta be able to log into the internet to play the game. You gotta be able to pay the internet guy, and then you gotta pay me for using the internet that you're paying for to get to that. And the greed started growing and growing and growing. And like, well, we need more money, and we're gonna get it through advertising and all the rest of stuff. But ultimately, what it's coming down to is you have these people like, you will own nothing and you'll be happy, and it's disgusting. Just the concept and idea of that. I really think that most of you got to really think about that. To think that everything that you've worked for, everything you've tried to get, that you would own nothing. It's repulsive to me. To think that there are people out there that think that they're going to turn everything into a rental service. Want to get a hammer? We're going to turn it into a rental service. Want to own a home? Nope, can't own a home anymore. You got to rent. You can pass it down to your family? Nope, you're going to pay us eternally in servitude, because we're going to own everything and you're going to own nothing. And you should reject it. Absolutely. Sai, welcome to you. This isn't designed to be a political thing. This is actually designed to talk about the card game. And as the digital age moves on, people are going to need to push themselves towards something that gets them to own their own product. And you need to be able to control and own your own product, because you don't want the manufacturers and the others people dictating how you spend your free time and force you to spend money that maybe you don't have on certain things, like the new PlayStation thing. That's absolutely disgusting that they would even idea of that. But I knew it was coming. I've been knowing it's been coming. If it wasn't for Steam today, this stuff on the internet would be absolutely just completely destroyed. Another reason why you should definitely back up Steam and hope that they don't ever lose control or power or have someone overtake them. But Steam is the only last bastion online that's trying to keep games that are out there for you and let the people know if it's a completed game, if it's a full game. And I love it. I love that there are companies out there that still do care about their people. And by and large, I think Bandai does care. If you were to talk about any card game out there, this is not paid. This is not anything. I'm telling you guys, as I've worked with every single card game, I've been on the communication threads, the facts, the FAQs back in the day when we used to use the contact us. We'd send them an email with hate-filled comments and be like, hey, you need to fix this for us. This game is terrible. You need to get that. Bandai throws out surveys, and they listen to those surveys. I cannot tell you how many times I filled out a survey for these guys, said, hey, I wanted this thing fixed. It could be about the store I was at. It could be at the thing I was at. And Bandai took action against it. Bandai used that information to actually make the game better for people. One current example that I want you guys to know, Bandai took over the distribution. They realized a lot of people were using the distribution network to try and buy a bunch of stuff, resell it like 2-3 times the price, and they couldn't control when it was going to those resellers, if you will, but really the scalpers, and the guys that were getting in there and buying the mass amount of product and then forcing you to have to buy at 2-3 times the actual MSRP for you to get your product. They came through and they said, hey guys, fill out the survey and tell us what stores are doing MSRP. Tell us what stores are doing it as we've requested them to do it. And they took those names down and they wrote it down in our community, wrote down Lifelink in spades. And then in the last order of this set specifically, Bandai stepped in and said, you will give Lifelink more product. You will give them more. And we got more than we've ever got before. We still sold out immaculately fast because we're at MSRP. But we sold out incredibly fast, but we got more than we've ever been allotted to because Bandai took that survey and said, you know what? These people are acting and behaving the way that we want them to behave to make sure that the card games get into the players. They're making a great friendly community and great place for people to play. And we're gonna start allocating more product to these people if we have to. And they stepped over and they stepped on the toes of these producers, or the distributors, and now we're seeing action. That's a huge win. It's a big W. As long as Bandai continues to respond to us and respond in kind, they don't have to listen to every complaint, guys. They don't have not every complaint is valid, but the ones that really matter, they're fixing it. Which is why I would kind of like to ask you guys all to get into the next topic. I would really like us to get together in the next few surveys that you have an opportunity. Please tell them that this lottery system for the tournaments doesn't work. This works for all Bandai, by the way. I really want you guys to help me get these things out there to the Union Arena, to the Gundam, to the Dragon Ball, to Digimon, to One Piece. Please tell them the lottery system isn't working. We're not maximizing attendance where we could be. The bot system that's allowed for this lottery system is disgusting. Allow the stores to host as many people as they possibly can for these events. Just let them go to the maximum amount. And then based on the attendance, give out the appropriate amount of pricing for that. Look out for those stores. If they've demonstrated they can get up to 64, give them the top 64 price support and make sure then see if they're incentivized to try and push to keep there. If they can demonstrate that they can get up to the 108 people for an even larger tournament, give them the 108 person prize distribution. The store should have to be able to validate it or something. Maybe you want to go through, but seriously, stop with the lottery system. Stop, please. The reason I'm bringing this is up because we have a awesome store tournament this Saturday with Gundam TCG. We have an amazing regional qualifier event that I'm really looking forward to. We're probably going to have near max seating, but it won't be capped. We had capped attendance within 5 seconds of it going live. So as soon as we had the ability to get into the tournament, it was capped. This week alone, we have had 42 drops. On Saturday. No, it's on Saturday. The store tournament on Friday, but the actual big event for the what is it? I think it's on Saturday. Uchiha, double check. I don't want to be wrong, obviously, but if you're out there and you just please double check that there is a store tournament on Friday, but there is an actual regional event on Saturday for the qualifier. Double check that because I'm pretty sure we put that on the Saturday. I'll let you think about that while you do that, but just know that there's a big event, and we were capped out, and suddenly 42 people dropped. Now, I don't know how many people are going to come in the wait list, how many people are going to get the call to get to the wait list, and how many people are going to have the courage to come out to these events that I encourage everybody else to. Lonely, good to see you. I encourage everybody to come out to and sit in the wait list because almost 9 times out of 10, that spot will be grabbable because the events aren't maxed out. They're not getting the maximum attendance. We could see great numbers. I'm seeing this problem not just in the Bonda games, but also in Riftbound with the lottery systems for the major tournaments. There's no general entry. It's infuriating, guys. It's absolutely messed up when these events are incentivizing the capability of a bot to take a seat, where these people think that they can turn it around and turn it into some kind of profit. You're going to lose the capability for the mass amount of audience to get access to your product, and you're going to get lower numbers than what you should. Bonda should be looking for opportunities to sell tournaments at 6,000, 7,000 people for an event. Why? Because that's a news article that 7,000 people showed up in one city to play a card game. While the logistics seem intimidating and all that, you have the people, you have the website. I've been in your little discords. There's enough people in there to help manage those things. All the little event halls have plenty of staffing to hire to have this. You could actually have this huge headline of how many people enjoy your card game and use that to steamroll, because everybody knows when something is popular, Pokemon, all the rest of the stuff, what happens? People flood in because they don't want to miss the popular thing. They flood in. What do you think this, like, if you guys want to help me out here, there's a new toy that's been going crazy in Target. It's like a little like squeezy thing that's got a unique name to it. It's a stupid topic, but it was popular and it took off, and everyone and their mother wants one of these little things, and they're little stress balls. It isn't a new product. I mean, the dollar store has been selling these things for years. I find it funny that some guy puts a name brand on it, and suddenly you guys are going crazy for this little squish ball of stress thing. Uchiha says, so I went on the Bonda app. Friday is the demo deck event for locals. The big championship tournament is on Saturday. Thank you, Uchiha. More from my own sense here. I appreciate it. Only Dudebot, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Either way, Only, I see you. I know you. You're good. You could hit anything literally, and I will know it's you because you've won so many times here. Exclamation point join really is for a lot of those new players that haven't actually are new to the channel, so I know that you want to be in. There's a lot of people that come in from overseas and whatnot that want to get involved, that don't want to get involved with this, excuse me, and then they just want to come in and be like, hey, I'm just here to watch the gameplay. I'm not really here to get these packs, and I know that if it goes overseas, the chances of me getting something are very low. And for the most part, this channel doesn't care if you're overseas, but it does care that you do earn something that's worth over 20 bucks because the shipping and handling is expensive. That's why most people don't do overseas shipping. You got to file customs, you got taxes and sending this stuff, and then you got to tell them how much it's worth, and they don't like it when it's 50 cents, and they get butthurt and they charge you. And every time I've done it, and I've done it probably about 9 times with this channel, it's been at least a $25 charge just to send a pack of cards to you. And every time I've done it, they've earned substantially more than $20 worth of cards. So it has been to me. Uchiha says, wait, is Friday a demo deck event or locals? There's 2 events posting. It's a locals. This is, I don't want to call Chris out, but this is Chris. This is Chris who's getting behind on which game is which, and it's very difficult for him to get. He's like, drop down, click, Friday, yes, next. One Piece people know what I'm talking about. It is just a store tournament, not a demo deck. We haven't got a new shipment of demo decks yet for us to be able to do that. But that's, I love you, Chris, but we do almost too much here at Lifelink Games. It's insane how many events that we can host on Saturday. It's been, yeah. Beef Patty, good to see you. We had, what was it? The RCQ, 32 people, awesome turnout for the RCQ. We had an amazing tournament with the Pokemon event with 2 different types of Pokemon, the digital and the card game tournaments. Then we moved right into the Union Arena thing that had a little bit of good turnout, but I liked it. We had some good time. Those videos will go out sooner or later out on the Union Arena channel. Then we had right after that the draft mixed with release Riftbound mixed with the One Piece event that we're going to be covering here shortly, and the new Flesh and Blood thing, the format that they created to try to entice people to hold on as they hopefully give them better products soon. Little sad to see that a lot of the people for Flesh and Blood haven't been getting the sets that they need to improve the heroes that they like. Really just introducing new stuff and not really like catering to the people who have spent thousands of dollars foiling out their favorite heroes or legend or what I think they call them heroes. Too many games, guys. Too many games. Yeah, I'd like to see some more come out to them on that in that regard. I digress. So yeah, that getting down to it, just to summarize for you guys, get invested in these card games. The bubble means nothing. The bubble is something that's going to happen and it's going to come back because it has and it always will. What's going to happen is you're going to get the crypto bros that are going to be afraid that they're going to lose 3% of their profit margin, and they're going to jump ship and go somewhere else, and probably back to sneakers or some other stupid thing where they're trying to milk the profit and steal from other companies. It is theft. Anybody who's doing not reselling, let's talk about this real, and I want everyone on the same page, scalping. Scalping is buying a currently available product, maxing out as much of that as possible, and immediately reselling. Immediately. That is scalping. It's called quantity, and it's called immediate. It's got to be right when the distribution's there. What you see back here is not scalping. You guys can argue with me all day. I don't care. It's one box. It's literally something that I'm sitting here for decoration and collection. I may open it. I may sell it in my future. I may give it to my kids in the future. Who knows what I might do with this stuff? I like it. It's beautiful. It's a great display. It's stuff that does go up in value. It has its own sentimentality to it. It's not scalping. You don't see a pallet of ETBs back here saying, ha ha ha, you can't get these ETBs because I'm going to be selling them immediately to you at twice the markup. No, I'm one of those guys that takes a gamble. I'm the one that takes a risk. These card games could very well go under, for all we know. And in that process of going under, the cards become worthless to an extent. Some things do hold some value back, like first edition, your first set boxes. But there's collecting, and then there's scalping, guys. When it comes to resellers, there's a time limit to it. Resellers who do it immediately are scalping. Resellers are doing it months well after the distribution and the product is available to be on the shelf. That's just reselling, guys. Scalpers are scum-sucking parasites, absolute child. Hands down, guys. You have to recognize the difference, and the language is important for all of you out there to understand what the issue that we're having with communities. Scalpers ruin the game, collectors help improve it, and they help buy the product and get it off the shelves. So then there's more demand for that product for the company to print more and put more in the market to help us all get the product that we need to play these card games. That's what it comes down to. How are we at the point that we're scalping Pop-Tarts? Oh God, is that really a thing? Honestly, I'm not too surprised after COVID and the toilet paper thing, the hand sanitizer thing. Everyone's going to be out there trying to reach their hands in the pockets of other people, trying to find out the next new thing that they can potentially buy the mass quantity of to create a artificial shortage to make a quick buck. And as I've said multiple times in this channel, and I will say for the rest of my life, do not buy from them. Do not encourage this behavior. Let them sit on it and let that debt roll up so they end up going under for it. Simple as that, guys. I know we want the product. I know we want the things as soon as possible. I know that we just couldn't get enough from our local game store because they sold out, or we couldn't get enough from Target because they limited us to one pack. I get it. I get it. Just stop, because it's the minute we stop paying them and the minute we stop going to Facebook Marketplace for these double markups, or the minute we stop going to these whatnot streamers who are charging an arm and a leg for these products that shouldn't be at the value to what this brand new product's coming for. The minute they stop, they'll go away and the product will be available again. We'll go back to normal. We'll have times to do really cool things like giraffes and sealed events and some really fun things, and the market will be fine. It'll fix itself. The product will, the end of the day, when it comes to the values of these things, you got to remember it comes down to the demand and how much someone's willing to spend on it. That's it. The value of these things is fictitious. It's just cardboard, shiny, beautiful cardboard. I love it. The quality stock here is great. It's just, you know, it is what it is. But it's okay, guys. Like, just stop buying from them. If you can hold off, if you can just let their wallets get to the point where they got to take a hit, they're gonna quit. These guys have so much credit card debt that they're just going to fall under. Let the bubble hit. It's okay. Should you drop everything? I think you should definitely listen to the people that think you should drop everything and sell everything under MSRP. Yes, that would be a great idea. I think you should just sell your entire stock of all the stuff you've been hanging on to and all that stuff that you've been waiting on, and you should sell it all for under MSRP right now. Just dump it on the market right now. That would be a great idea. I don't know if you guys are getting the hint here. Don't be that. None of this is going anywhere. Absolutely none of this is going anywhere. Why? Because when the bubble pops, I know in about 6 years or whatever, however long it takes for the cycle to come back, all this is going to be giant. I'm one of those guys that I learned from my mistakes, and hopefully you guys learned from my mistake. I had an entire beta collection all the way up to Team Rocket in first edition, shadowless, everything from Pokemon. Had a single copy, mint condition, had every single one of the Pokemon across the board, first edition stamped, all the different variants of it, Charizards and all the different degrees, very good condition because I was a kid that just really loved to have shiny cardboard. And the game stopped. They quit. And I said to a little kid, and I said, you know what, kid? You're going to like these Pokemon cards more than me. It's sitting collecting dust on my shelf. The stuff's worthless now. Here you go. The kid's probably sitting in a mansion and laughing all the way to the bank as he's probably got a Ferrari and a 7-bedroom mansion with a shower that comes down like a waterfall over top of him. Live the high life. I'm not ashamed of what I did. I'm happy that the kid probably had some time. Hopefully he didn't get ripped off by some of the people not realizing what he had. But now it's back. All those cards are worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in some cases. Learn from my mistake. Don't jump the ship just because, oh no, 3% of the market dropped. Uchiha says, talking about Pop-Tarts here. Yes, it is. Target was selling special limited edition Pokemon-themed Pop-Tarts. Scalpers have gotten their slimy hands on them. Yeah, you sent me a Discord post. All right, I got to see this. Thank you for the post. All right, let me move this over here. Let's check this out. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, we have Pokemon Pop-Tarts are already being scalped after returning for the first time in 25 years. The Target exclusive boxes cost $2.89, but sold on eBay listings now for $25. Do you know how corrosive this stuff is? I don't know the preservatives. This isn't real food, let's be honest. I don't know how long this lasts, but this is not something you can keep on your shelf, man. These turn into science experiments. You guys got to be careful. This is the stuff that'll go wrong real fast. Ugh. Why? People, stop buying from these people. Stop. This is disgusting. Stop it. Get some help. Who's got the meme that with the Michael Jordan? Stop it. Get some help. Please. Please. Get some help. Oh, this is, by the way, a really cool card. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to Sakamoto Days comes into Union Arena. They're doing a really good job. Guys, the card stock at Union Arena is just fantastic. They do such a good job with the art. People will scalp anything with Pikachu on the box. You're not wrong. There's a Pikachu Nami that everyone's been going crazy over. From this set, mind you. Nice little SP. That would be an awesome hit. Hitting an SP Nami from this thing would be amazing. Oh, man. But yes, I do have a few announcements I was going to make before we get into our first game. First big announcement, we have the One Piece Fest has been announced for Los Angeles. Your boy is not going to make it. Unless some kind of miracle sponsorship happens, there is no way in HE Double Hockey 6 I'm making this. Yo, I made a slightly early into your stream. Let's go. Decibel, yeah. We have 3 games to hear. We're going to be getting started here soon, but awesome. Glad to see you on time. We're right now doing some news and catch up. And thank you for the exclamation point join. So, those that didn't know, August tickets will be going on hit sale soon for the One Piece Fest. This does mean that One Piece Day is not going to be a thing, sadly. I do apologize to all the people. I wanted One Piece Day again. I wanted to do it so bad, but sadly, I don't think we're going to have one this year. Probably something has to do with production, all the stuff that Oda's been doing. Got lost in the sauce, and then sadly, we did not have the opportunity to have another One Piece Day. It was a great event. It was something I definitely recommend for everybody. The One Piece Fest is going to be out there, so you have an opportunity to do a pseudo-esque One Piece Day Will they have exclusive for this? Yes. Will they have stuff that's going to be selling at mass market value and huge returns? Yes. Should you be trying to get yourself some time if you have the money and availability and free time? Yes. Do it. Get it out there. Sadly, I am never going to be going to California again after the tremendous bad experiences I have from California. It is a personal preference. You guys do you. I am not trying to sit here and grandstand on something, but I have long past been through several events in California, and I refuse to spend that much money to go to an incredibly expensive location to have an absolutely miserable time and not be able to just enjoy the event. The people that do the organizations are usually pretty bad. A lot of the things I have issues with, like, I'm sure you guys can look it up. You could literally Google, like, Nightmare California events, and you will see some of the stuff that will haunt you in your dreams about how terribly it was run. People dying of heat stroke, people dying of all kinds of things because they couldn't manage it properly. It's nope. In California, it's just too far away. I'm literally on the opposite side of the country. I will not be going to California. If you're out there, though, have fun. Please let me know if you're going to be out there. I encourage you guys to go out, have fun, try your best to be with a group of friends, because that is probably the most important part of going to these events, is you go with friends, so you can at least have that good time to fall back on. There'll probably be some card game stuff to do. There's only going to be 7,000 tickets. I think this is a laughably low amount of tickets, and this is where that lottery stuff that I was telling you about really got annoying to me. I don't like this system. Please, if you guys were listening to my early part of the stream, get in those surveys and tell them the lottery system doesn't work. Stop the lottery system. Let stores run a biggest tournament as they can host within their store. If they're a 60-person tournament, they can allow 60, like a 60-person tournament. If they're something like us that can hold over 108, let us run a 108-person store event. We can do it. We have the people. We have the location. Not bad for $109 per pair. Stay tuned for when the tickets will be available soon. We have a date here. That's May 14th, which is approximately 10 days from today. May the 4th be with you all. But 10 days from here, set your clock Eastern time at 12 p.m. Oh, I'm sorry, 12 a.m. 11:59 p.m., if you will. Make sure you set your clocks. And then, of course, on the 21st, you'll be determined when you can. If you have time right now, get on your phones. Set a date. If you want to plan to go to this event in California on August 25th and 26th, put it on your phone. Don't let yourself forget the announcement here. It's absolutely dire. These things will sell out in seconds because it's a lottery system, and bots are encouraged when lottery systems exist. Every time there's a lottery, bots. Every time there's a limit, bots. And it's going to be the thing going forward. Do you want to come up with new bot haters? Well, great. Well, bots will come out with things around it. Speaking of One Piece, did you see that Jinbei gate-kept Mihawk out of the top 30 in popularity poll? No. Do you have a link for this? Jinbei kept Mihawk out? I mean, Jinbei's pretty popular character. I don't know about you guys. Really enjoy the Fishman myself. But do you have a link to this? Let me grab it, please. Decibel, I appreciate that. I'd love to talk about that. While he's grabbing that link, I did want to let people know that the next release is going to be June 12th on 2026. Set your calendars also for this. We're definitely going to get a good shakeup. We've been covering some of the new cards. I'm super looking forward to it. Yamato's looking really good from some of the new releases. I think that she's probably one or two cards from being top tier meta on paper. The absolute theme of this is by far the greatest arc. You guys can fight me in the chat. In One Piece history, Marineford and Paramount War, absolutely peak One Piece, and something we will be returning to at the conclusion of this amazing anime. One Piece. There we go. Midterm rankings. First to 100th. Who is surprised by this? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I was looking at this earlier. Sanji was beating Zoro. You Zoro fans came back. Yo, okay, Zoro fans, coming back clutch. I think you probably came out of the woodwork to make sure that this didn't happen. Congratulations. That's huge. Sanji was leading Zoro for a good hot minute. Nami, no one surprised. Trafalgar Law, no one surprised. Nico, my girl, let's go. Pork Gastiers, makes sense. Shanks, my man. Uda, Good to see you. Interesting. Uda's making up the. She didn't have a lot of attention, but still good fan favorite character. And my boy, he deserves higher. He deserves higher. I want to see higher from my boy. Tony Chopper. I want to see more. More for you. We're saving that boy. 10th place. I want better for you. This is a midterms. Guys, let's get out here. Can we please get some more Tony Chopper love out there? Get this boy up where he deserves. Tony Chopper. Boa Hancock, the most beautiful woman in the world. Rocks up at the top here at 12. I like this. Rosadante at 13. Sabo at 14. Crocodile or Crocomom, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Usopp. Wow, Crocomom beat Usopp. Okay. Yamato climbing up. That's good. Perona. Rob Lucci. Brooke. A little surprised at 20, but still happy he's in the top 20. Loki, definitely a popular new character. Kuma. Guys, if this was in the last arc, Kuma should be a lot higher. This man has got the greatest story of all this time so far. Buggy shouldn't be on the list. Don Quixote Doflamingo. Eustace Kid. Frankie. Marco. Charlotte Katakuri. Carrot. And Jinbei. Stopping him at the 30. Interesting. Anything complaints out of here? I'm really honestly surprised that Doflamingo got so high. I mean, he's got a very, very quotable line in the Marineford arc that I think is absolutely insane. Justice, you say? Justice by justice is defined by the victor. I butchered that, but seriously, that quote is absolutely insane, and it is absolutely true with history. I think Oda having written the gate line to that was just really good. It's brilliantly delivered, and that was great. But honestly, better than Mihawk. Come on. And better than Vivi? Better than Vivi. Come on. I mean, these two could go away. Let's just move this bracket down here. Sai, if you're still out there, yes, I'm poking fun at you. Move these two down here. Put these guys back up. Eustace Kid, is he even alive anymore? Does anyone know what's going on with this guy? When's the last time we saw Eustace Kid, huh? Is he even alive? Do we know if he's even in the is he still a thing? Is this guy still a pirate? Marco the Phoenix. I mean, I'm good. I'm happy with that. Charlotte Katakuri. Ooh, big theories about him coming back at some point. Theories only, by the way. Theories. I'm not spoiling anything. A lot of people theorizing Katakuri is going to make a big showing and coming back. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that comes true. Carrot's good. Let's see if we have any deck choices to see. Like, no, because if this was going on the card game alone, Enel would be up here. Where is Enel at all? Where's Enel? Down here at 46? Julie Bonnie, you deserve that win. High, lower than Borsellino? I mean, he had a good story. Silver's Rayleigh, my man, the old dude, all the way down here at 43. And you're trying to tell me St. Figurlin Shamrock is more popular than Silver's Rayleigh? Come on! The boat is beating Silver's Rayleigh? I'm not gonna lie, it was a beautiful boat. It was a great scene. But the boat is beating Silver's Rayleigh? Guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Oh, I'm insulted. Edward Newgate makes sense. This makes sense. Smoker, absolutely. Let's get this guy back to the story. Rockstar, okay, sure. The boat is beating Silver's Rayleigh. Brilliant story. It has like 4 lines in the anime. I voted for my gal Vivi. Yes, I'm a little pain so close. I know. Why is she down here? I'd put Vivi way up. Now, where's Baby 5? Now, this is not a surprise to me. She's low. No. She didn't even make the list? She maybe just hadn't loaded. No, tell me she made the list. She has to be top 100. Come on. What is happening? Panda Man beat Baby 5? Hongo? This guy has 1 line in the anime. The only thing that's nice about this guy is you can say hungo, bungo, naka, baka. Where is Baby 5? We haven't seen this girl in ages. Where is Baby 5? Where's Baby 5? Overspent him! This guy doesn't even deserve to be in the top 1,000 list. I'm crashing out, guys. That's it. I'm absolutely crashing out. A guy we haven't even seen yet is beating Baby 5. What is going on? Need to know who voted for Spandanum. Get out. That's what I'm saying, Decibel. We need a list of names. If you voted for this man to be in the popularity chain, you need to be on a list. I don't know what that list of people is, but you need to be on that list. We got to get these people out of here. What is happening? Tell me I missed her. Please, God, tell me I missed her. Baby 5, where are you, girl? No! I would have recognized that she was in the top 40. Where is she? Not even the top one. Game on! Game on! Over Baby 5. Laboon's a little low here. Game on! This is a side character in the back of the memes of the anime. He has no lines. He just shows up places. Where is my girl? I am severely disappointed in this community, and I don't think I'll ever be able to recover from this. I need a moment in silence, guys. I need a moment in silence. I may recover from this, but I don't know. I may recover from this. This list, some stuff makes sense. Some stuff. We're making a list, people. Oh, man. Good, he's in the top 50. Or top 100, at least. Should be in the top 50. What is this? You guys want to buy a Magic the Gathering card? 15 cents. Dragon's being beat by the Going Merry. Ugh. 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 Or at least you're in the top 10, Tony Chopper. Some redemption up here. Thank you so much for the link, by the way. I appreciate that. I do want to check out some prices, see what's been going on in the market. Usually have these things up here. Yeah, that's a significant fall. That's a shame. But I'm happy it's getting more affordable. I did have this really cool Ronor Zoro bubble that I will be giving away. This thing was at $1,400 at one point. Like, this doesn't even encapsulate it. No, it was at $1,400, and I just sold at $1,400. So, a little disappointed this thing's topping at $9, because this thing was at $1,400. I guess the highest sale was $1,000. This thing used to be king on value. That just shows you how much the crypto bros are really inflating stuff. Good to see it's getting decently affordable. 700 is still a big win. Decibel says, it's crazy to me how Uda is so high considering she has a singular panel in the manga. That's what I'm saying. The manga, she got one, she got a movie. Like, how is that so high over some of these people that are, like, crucial to the stories? Story, excuse me. Oh, thank God the Hody Jones watch is looking good. For those that don't know, we were freaking out when this thing was creeping up to $15. That was going to be our 5-line fire that the bubble was about to burst when it was getting this high. This was way too high for this man. Way too high for this man. But now that it's back down here, this is a good indicator that the market's recovering. We're healing. It's healing. Premium booster. Did I not save? Did that drop? No, that's still climbing. There's just like nothing out there. All Japanese. And then as soon as you get to American, it's 9,500. Nice. One of my favorite characters in Demon Slayer was only shown in flashbacks. People don't have reasons for favorites. Agree. Yeah. Heroine's dropping, finally. I guess that new print run really helped us out. This thing was up to like $600 at some point. Or 501, I guess. No, 550. That's right. I did get it. It was close to 500. The market is healing, guys. This is a good thing. I don't know if I'd buy from the scalpers just yet, but I'm a big fan of this. I think it's great. What are people buying now? Koala. Teach, obviously, because the new black yellow one's coming out. Boa SP. 580? Makes sense. I think you can get this from this pack too, so that'd be a nice little pull if we can get this from it. And the other one, she's still $1,000? Yeah, she is. Alright. There you go. From EBO3. Those still going for a good amount of price. Rightfully so. It's a limited print run. Nice. Manga for this is over $1,000. It's always good. Good health. Like to see it. Mangas definitely deserve this price, guys. It's how much it costs for a case. It's only one per, and there were 4 different mangas. Like, to get your specific one, this actually makes market sense. Yeah, like, things are healing. Things are coming back in our way, just the way I want to see it. That's going to do it for my first hour introduction. I'm going to take a quick break. We've got 3 rounds of content coming up right away here. I'm going to take a quick break, get some hydration going, start making sure that I've got all my communication out there. And we're going to kick off the first match. If you guys have been paying attention, first match is kind of hinted towards the side there. We got Shirahoshi versus Mihawk. And a really fun matchup between these two. Mythray back at it again with Sai 579, the one that almost won the championship, that is about to kick off tomorrow. So if you guys are a big fan of these championship series that we host here at Lifelink Games, the next season starts tomorrow. Show up, get yourself in there, get those points started. We'll go over this up next on Wednesday. We'll go over the points and what they mean and the ratios and where people are in the standings. This is your opportunity. If you want to get some massive prizes, some massive big wins, this is the thing to sign up for. We're going to be doing this for, well, I'll talk to Chris and we'll get the details. We'll be talking to it in more depth on Wednesday about what this is as we cover the coverage from that event when we go live, or when we record it tomorrow for the One Piece event. Super excited. I don't know what Chris has in mind yet for the prizes, but super excited to see what he's going to do. He does go all out for these things. Massive wins. Sadly, because of the way the market was going, mangas became a little out of our reach. But who knows? SPs are still within our reach, within reason. So, could still be some amazing big wins. Stay tuned for that. We got a great match and 3 rounds of this stuff. Green, looking pretty strong right now. And in my opinion, the answer to what's happening with the meta is green. And we'll talk about that when we get to the deck list when we come back. Stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break. Decently long break. We'll be back. When we do gameplay, 3 rounds of One Piece content, some good coverage. Love to see you guys. And of course, pack giveaway at the end. All right, we'll be right back.
not like the girls I knew before. Their diamonds shine, but you're shining more. They don't make me smile the way you do. I'd run 1,000 miles just to be with you. Run up on me now, show me a sign. Show me a sign, show me. Don't play with my heart like you play with my mind, my mind, my mind. Tell me, baby, won't you tell me if you agree that this loving is true? I said, tell me, baby, won't you tell me if you can see me in your future too? Do you feel like I feel? You're not like the girls I knew before. Their diamonds shine, but you're shining more. They don't make me smile the way you do. I'd run 1,000 miles just to be with you. They don't make me smile the way you do. I'd run 1,000 miles just to be with you. Run up on me now, show me a sign. Show me a sign, show me. Don't play with my heart like you play with my mind, my mind, my mind. Tell me, baby, won't you tell me if you agree that this loving is true? I said, tell me, baby, won't you tell me if you can see me in your future too? Do you feel like I feel?
Welcome back to Humbro Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, and we're going to get started here into round one of this 3-round event on Saturday, where we had a lot of great players playing in a very, very packed store with a lot of different events. We had a lot of fun. There was even an after party that Spencer ended up throwing, which was really fun. I'm really proud of you guys throwing it together and having a good time. One of those people that were participating are going to be on this. Canuck, good to see you. Welcome back. And great poll, by the way, man. Put a really cool poll in my Discord. You guys want to join that, by the way? Go ahead and join the Discord. We had a really good time on Saturday night. Well, just playing all the different card games, and those guys are just playing a One Piece till 2, 3 a.m. That just shows you how much people really enjoy this card game. And I love that when we have these tournament events, there's people playing before, playing after. Canuck with a subscription. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Guys, it goes so far. I really appreciate those subscriptions. Helps you stop all those annoying little commercials. If you got the premium bucks, please do that. It really helps out the channel and helps me growing as little bit as I can. Every little bit helps. It really does. I appreciate it, especially as we try to get ourselves into bigger notoriety and we show people how great it is, because I want the bigger this gets, the bigger the store gets, and the more of an opportunity we'll have to get MSRP product to you, even if you're not from the Central Virginia area. One of the things that Lifelink always offers us for all card games is MSRP. We do this for Ripbound. We do this all the way down from One Piece and Gundam and the Stardex and everything. No hosing, making sure the product gets in the hands of the gamers and making sure that you guys have a good chance of pulling those good hits and not having to waste a fortune of your money on scalpers. But that all goes into that, and I really appreciate that. Every little bit of growth. Lifelink is the GOAT. Thank you, Canuck. I appreciate that. And seriously, I've even helped out some people on rare occasions on the outside when product was a little bit harder to get their hands on. But we can only do that if we can keep getting the allocations and keep growing our allocations with support from people like you out there that come to the channel and just enjoy some good card games. I digress. Let's get into round one. If you guys were here earlier, you guys would have seen a little sneak preview of what these two leaders are, but we're going to be going into a head-to-head pseudo green mirror here. We have a blast from the past, Shirahoshi, that we're going to go over here from Mithray and her amazing deck that she's put together. I've had the pleasure of playing against this deck. It is frightening, it's terrifying, it does some amazing stuff, and we're going to go over it in just a moment. That's going to be going up against a new fan favorite, Dracul Mihawk, making a return from its previous dominance to answer the threat that Enel has been posting when it comes to all the annoyance that Enel and Purple Enel has been doing to the current meta. Now, I think it's going to change when OP16 drops. Why? Because power creep's a thing, and all these new leaders seem to be doing just more and more that just absolute disgusting stuff. But as we'll talk and get into these deck lists, there are certain cards in green that are locked into green that really make that matchup a lot easier to deal with. Now, you do have to see it, and some people will even go as far as cheating to make sure that they see them, and be wary of those people. But we have ourselves the first match, Shirahoshi versus Sai. This is Green Mihawk on round one. Let's check it out. Starting off with Shirahoshi, a blast in the past here from OP11. That's 4 sets ago. People really spec on this, sleeping on this. I really enjoyed some of the cards and support that came out from it. It is another one of those leaders that cannot attack, which is to its own detriment, but with its ability, you're going to soon find out why this thing had to have such a massive, downside to its leader ability, given you just want to be able to sometimes get those free swings in leader if you can. Activate main once per turn, you may rest one of your Dawn cards and turn one of your top of your life cards face up. Play one Neptunium type character, or the Megalo, with a cost of less than the number of Dawn cards on the field from your hand. So for one Dawn each turn, you can play anything that's Neptunian or Megalo for the amount of Dawn you have available to you. That means you could be dropping some big bombs out here in the late game here, and some of the ones that just have these recursions and just nastiness with ability. So starting off, we got our Shirahoshi Searcher, because you got to have searchers. Probably one of the biggest downsides is this thing doesn't have about 12 searchers when it needs to. We do have this awesome blocker here when this character is KO'd by an opponent's effect. Add to one card from the deck to the top of your life card. So if they're trying to KO this thing, it's an absolute must-have for your blocker. Great blocker. We have Megalo, a great removal here, and 2K. On play, you may rest this character KO to one of your opponent's characters with 8,000 power or less. Very good. This was an auto add in most green decks. Some people moving away due to the anti-removal that happens to exist in so many different things, but it's still a good viable character because if they don't have the protection, it's just that good. Shirahoshi, on play, you may play one Neptunian or Fishman Island type character with a 5 or less from your hand. So nice little 2-for-1. 2-for-1s are always very, very good and helping with the go wide strategy that this deck really needs. Activate main. You may rest this character up to one of your Neptunian type characters can attack characters, active characters, excuse me, the turn when it's played. I'm sorry, attack characters will turn it's played. So it's got that character rush capability, not active, sorry. So what is this trying to say? You can attack characters the turn it's played. Character rush is a new keyword that's been introduced to the new set. Something to pay attention to, something Kobe did, and it would have been really nice to see it on Kobe's card as kind of like a retranslation so people understand what character rush is. This one nice little trigger is that the KO one of your opponent's rested characters that cost 3 less, but also on play, up to one of your opponent's rested characters will not become active during your opponent's refresh phase. Very, very good effect here. This is one of your opponent's rested characters, so that means if they're playing those Anel cards, you have an immediate answer to keep that thing frozen for a whole turn. The card already can't be removed. It usually at 10k because it's in the Anel deck. And you have an answer with a nice little on play with this 5k to keep that thing from hitting into you next turn. If you can keep those 6-drop Anels locked down for as long as possible, you're probably going to win that match. The rest of the attacks are a lot easier to counter out of based on the way that that deck plays, especially since most of them going to load up. So locking down their biggest threat with Anel with this card, absolutely devastating. Next, we have another Neptunian's 4-cost. On play, if your leader is Shirahoshi, look at the top 5 cards of your deck revealed to one Neptunian card other than, or Shirahoshi, excuse me, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest of the bottom of the deck in any order. So another Searcher. Very good to have this, but again, still limited to 8. Most decks right now have been sitting near 12, 16 Searchers just because people want to make sure that they're hitting the right stuff. And it's really nice that we have a high-cost one because you do want to have a nice little 5k body with these Searchers now. I mean, they started this with Zoro back in the day in purple, and it's nice to see that they're starting to do more of that. And then they're doing more of that in the new sets here, too, where these Searchers are coming out as decent body attackers. So you're getting the 2-for-1 special, if you will, being able to search and dig for those key pieces while also dropping bodies that can threaten your opponent. Next, we have a blocker that's absolutely disgusting for leader Shirahoshi. You may turn one of your cards from the top of your life cards face down and set this character as active at the end of turn. So you can attack with it, and then you can block with it, and it counters in with the ability Shirahoshi. You get to play a character for free, put it back down. Key piece to this one, this is why you want mini Searchers, because this combo right here is probably the most devastating to make sure that you're constantly playing characters for free without taking hits. And you got this beautiful blocker on top of that. And so 2k, 7k body that you can play for just 1 Dawn if you want to. Another 1k this time, but 8k body. So just really easy targets to bring out in the late game. I wish these things had effects. This would really power this deck up here, but they're still very, very strong characters and are threats on your opponent's turn. You've got the double damage Monkey D. Luffy that's been putting up a lot of work since its release here. Double attack really can put in a hurting in some of these decks. That double damage, fight through the yellow triggers. You really want to make sure that you're getting, when you have to fight against triggers, that you're forcing them to activate them all in the same turn to limit the amount of damage it's going to cause to you, especially given some of the effects that can happen. It really is an answer to having to deal with all the heal. You need to have something that can get you back in the game by just having 1 or 2 of these connect. And it is something that I've been seeing why Anel, back in the day, Holly was doing pretty well. I guess it got dropped because it just wasn't as good. But in my opinion, having that ability against yellow was one of the key factors to why that deck was doing so well against the Nico Robins, the Boas, and now the dominant Nami deck. Of course, Hody Jones, because this card is absolutely disgusting. It was so good that it turned this into an event card for the Zoro deck. But you get the ability on play to rest up to 2 things. You can rest 2 characters, you can rest 2 Dawn, you can rest 1 of each, your choice on the on play. And if you, I mean, you get auto rush from it, and if you take a life, it's great. You get to add cards to your hand. So it'll help you with this. So if you have a face up, you can't turn face down. You got the ability to add this back so you can make sure that you can activate the ability even after the fact of you playing this thing. Because if you're playing this late game, you take that face up life, and now you can play for 1 Dawn. One of your other characters to get some extra bodies out. Nationals swagger. Oh yeah, thank you, because what would the channel be if I didn't have someone trying to get best views? Never click on any links unless I post it, please, or I ask someone specifically. Getting into the cards that everyone is playing, probably should be 4 of, honestly. This card is the Anel killer of killers. This is a card you're going to want to see in a lot of matches here. All of your opponent's rested characters that cost 7 or less will not become active during your opponent's next refresh phase. I've been talking about this card since its release from OPO8. This card has been absolutely insane. I've been telling you guys to pick up this card. It's not that expensive. It's still just a card that you're going to want to have in green because it's so effective of turning your opponent's next turn absolutely out, lights out. And it's things like Rayleigh was out there with the cheap characters, and now with Enel having the maximum of 6. This is going to rest and keep all of them rested with other effects here for the rest of the turn. It's devastating how good this card. It's actually pretty expensive for a rare, $7 right now. Yeah, for a rare that is absolutely pretty expensive. And doesn't it surprise me? This thing was like at 3 cents. I was telling you guys, pick this card up. I knew this was going to be a sealer. This thing is not limited. It doesn't require you have a Minx tribe. It is not leader locked. It's got a decent trigger. It will lock up the game, and it will often lead to your victory. And I think will be a deciding factor in this green mirror, which one plays which at what time. Of course, we have other resting abilities here with a nice little 3k bonus, but this one for 3 Dawn, up to 2 of your opponent's rested characters that cost 7 or less will not become active during their fresh phase. So you have some additional access here that also works as a counter, which is kind of nice. And this decent trigger, I mean, resting a character is pretty effective, but it's just rest 1. And when I say decent trigger, I'm saying this lock them down, this rest 1, it stops an attack from coming in. It can be definitely a tide turner, but when you're comparing it to lock them all down, it's decent trigger, And it has won games. It definitely has, like, when people are waiting for the last attack, it prevented that last final swing here. So Sai is right, absolutely. It can win you a game. And in that respect, I will give it some good regard here. Canuck says, too bad I don't play green. Yeah, I know, right? And trigger the rest anything. I know, it's great. Like, Blocker Beard, Rush Roger, etc. Yes, it does. I'm not saying it. I love that I'm defending this. I'm not saying that this is like not a good trigger. I didn't say even remotely that it wasn't a good trigger. Out of triggers I've seen come from life, some of them, like Beiji that prevents an attack, can be absolutely devastating. And it's a 2k body. Like, this is a card that is really good. Really good. Average scalper doesn't know ball. Sure thing. Of course, to end it off here, we do have the counter here for Shiroshi for the nice one to 4k. For 1, with a trigger that says KO to 1 of your opponent's characters will cost 2 or less. Now, if I was to rate this one compared to this trigger, clearly this one is worse, obviously. I'm just kidding. Yes, this is a little bit less of a trigger here, but it's nice to, it's still a decent, can get for an alpha swing if necessary. Now going into our other green deck that we're going to be facing up against here, Dracula Mihawk, one that was shown a lot and store regionals, and something you may come across here quite a bit, considering this seems to be a great answer to the great threat that Enel happens to be posing to this meta. Activate main once per turn. You may rest one of your cards. If this character, if there is a character that costs 5 or more, set 3 of your Dawns as active. Then you cannot play characters during this turn. It's fine. You're getting 3 Dawn at the end of your, to get some extra abilities here. And obviously you're going to want it because you have these events here that you want to play. You can chain it with Electrical Luna if you want to. Most of the time they're going to combo it with Stage here on play. If your leader's Dracula Mihawk, you get to draw a card. And in turn, if your leader's Dracula Mihawk, you get to set one as active. So guaranteed at the end of the turn, you're going to be able to get that additional Dawn active. But with this, you can activate the leader ability to rest the stage to get that 3 at the end to be able to play some extra plays and also play in defense, because this deck does really, really well in its defensive maneuver. It just shocks me how well this thing plays definitive answers to lock down opponents' swings and does what, honestly, no other deck can do right now. Due to the immense amount of anti-removal, anti-response removal, all the stuff that's out there that says you can't bottom deck, you can't trash, you can't KO, do things like this, resting a character and freezing it for the turn is absolutely devastating. It is the one thing that can't be responded to, it's the one thing that can't be prevented, and it's the one thing that does not yet have an answer in One Piece yet to resolving. And with that, it is by far one of the strongest answers to dealing with boards. You can play around it by not swinging for game unless you know if you're afraid they're going to freeze your stuff the next turn, or playing around the cost limitations or whatnot. But there's a lot of difficulty playing around green, given there are so many different things that can rest characters on swing, can freeze characters on play, and we're going to go over that. We got some searchers. I love the searchers in this deck. We got Perona looking for slash. You've got Kid and Killer looking for Supernova. You got, let's see, where's Nova Searcher here? Pooh is just a 2K that has, let's see, rest up to one of your opponent's characters of 2 or less. Really just a 2K. Good Supernova grab. Laboon for anti-removal. This is those cards I was telling you about. Every single color has access to it. This one you do have to rest 2 characters to prevent the removal, but it is a 2K and it does prevent removal. We have Carrot that constantly freezes on play and when attack, 7K less. Constantly keeping the character frozen. I've seen this used to great degree. I love this card. I love more of this card, but a lot of people just seem to cut it down lower because they're tired of trying to protect it. It does have a red target, a target on its back when it's played, but seriously, it's because it's that good. You got the blocker cycle if you have 8 or more rested cards. Bonnie. You have the new Tashigi that it seems we've seen play all over the place. On opponent's turn, this character would be removed from the field by opponent's effect. You may rest one of your cards instead. So on board, immediately anti-removal. And once per turn, you may rest 2 of your cards. This character gains plus 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So, resting Dawn versus attaching Dawn, given that permanent 8K swing, very, very good. Perona here, of course, going to be complementing Dracula Mihawk all the way. On play, up to 2 of your opponent's characters with a cost 5 or less cannot be rested until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So now they can't attack, they can't use blocker, can't do anything. It's a nice little freeze effect. And on KO, you may rest one of your cards, play up to 1 green character with a cost 5 or less from your hand. A lot of great options here. You can even freeze and lock something with a nice little carrot trap into this Perona because it is not type leader, it is just a cost limit. Trafalgar Law, that is a pseudo blocker if you're at, I think, 1 or less life here. Yes, 1 or less life becomes a blocker, but as on play, you may return one of your characters to your owner's hand and play one of the characters with a cost 5 or less from your hand. So nice little refresh of those searchers, getting some extra cards in the hand. Trafalgar Law doing what Trafalgar Law does best, which is blinking and coming back. Of course, the Shanks Green that is cheaper and even more effective than the 12 cost red one here. When this character becomes rested, that means when you attack it with it, or just want to rest it, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a power of 7,000 base power or less. And an opponent's turn, if this character is rested, give all of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power. So yeah, that does stack. It has been absolutely devastating in red. The 10 cost was like really a big power move for the rest of the game, making re-attack swings very, very difficult, given you had a constant reduction. If you got multiple copies of this card out, it's pretty devastating. Then we get in the namesake of the card here, Dracula Mihawk, the one that's been really good for freezing characters. When this character becomes rested, up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost 9 or less cannot be rested until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So absolute freeze locking here. On an opponent's attack, once per turn, you may trash 1 card from your hand, give it to 1 of your leader character cards, plus 2,000 power for this battle. So you have a nice little ability to give the Nami ability for just 1 battle here, but you get to discard anything. You could discard some wasted cards to get a nice little 2K out of it and get some use out of the no-Ks, which has always been really good in this this current meta. Finally, in characters, we have Law and Beppo. We saw a great video here during the Nationals coverage where it was back-to-back Law and Beppo, back-to-back Law and Beppo. It just kept coming. We saw 6 total on the field. This card is insane, and here is why. On play, rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters, and that character will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. Then, if your opponent has 2 or more rested characters, your leader gains plus 2,000 power until the opponent's next end phase. So instantly making him a 7K, 8K if he's playing Slash. You've got ability to, most cards are really kind of like adding to make these these leaders really nice on the defensive. Kobe has it. A lot of these new leaders have these cards that just give you that 7K power on your opponent's turn to make it a lot easier to defend against massive swings. You couple that with Shanks, and it's just, it's hard as all get out to swing into this deck. We do have the Billion-Fold World. Yep. Well, let's just say this is the one that cuts down Pika. Up to 1 leader or character cards gains plus 2,000 power in this battle. Then if you have 8 or more rested cards, an additional 2,000. So nice little 4K counter, so long as you have 8 or more rested characters. We have, of course, we already talked about the 3 Dawn rest 2 characters and keep them frozen, or a 3K counter. The best card, Electrical Luna, keeping everything frozen here. And then we have the nice resting to attack into it, the Demon Aura 9 sword style. This thing's absolutely insane. It's Hody Jones on an event. Usually people play one or the other. Obviously, Hody Jones, the body, is being played by our opponent, and the event card being played by Sai. Already covered everything else. Those are the decks. Let's get into our round here. Round 1 Mithray versus Sai. Skip ahead here past the shuffling as these two get situated. Like I said, I've had the honor of playing against Mithray's deck. It's absolutely terrifying how quickly she can start dropping Neptunians. Sai's real goal here, considering most of these things are not going to have slash or be beneficial for him, is to not match the go wide, but try to keep the pressure on Shirahoshi and keep things locked down if possible. Going to start off with a Perona Search, not bad. Stage or Perona Search, always a good start for Sai, or anyone playing those one drops. Getting a body out, very essential in today's meta, especially with decks like P&L. You're going to want to have a 2K body to answer all those little bodies that P&L likes to throw out. And Electrical Luna on the search here, brilliant. Going to add that to hand here. Already has a target and an ability to start having an answer for this matchup. Nothing from Mithray that's probably going to hurt. I imagine she's on a mulligan. Really want to have some kind of early answer, some kind of search. Going for a simple 5, looking for 1. We'll see if Mithray gives it up. Going to take it. Simple, easy take. Most people like to take it. And another 5K. I do love this turn. I like this. You get a life, get a card out of hand. It's a 2-card swing. Very good. A lot better than swinging 8, because most of the time they'll just take the 1 life. Good spread defense. Definitely a strategy I do recommend most people do, especially if you don't think that 2K is going to have any value post its quick search here. So what also works really nice about this is you turn it into kind of like a pseudo blocker in a sense, where it does eat an attack if the opponent's getting sad that they're having to counter out of a 2K swing that's being loaded up here. So if they do end up getting eaten a swing or so, that's not just a 2K body, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's good. That could have been going on in my life. We'll see if we get any more. Most of the time we don't see anything past that. But 5 Dawn turn, 4 Dracula Mihawk. 1-to-1, keeping a good ratio here. Mithray not showing up the strength that this deck really has. 3 open. Could have a lot of counter. We'll see. Does, noticing from hand, have a little bit here. An interesting no card play here from Sai. Sai basically saying he wants to keep that Neptunian face up to prevent the Shirahoshi from being able to play for one for free, knowing that if she would take any here. And now that combo piece that we're just talking about, we have the ability to get that blocker out that's going to push things face down, restand at the end turn, but of course it can't attack, so it won't be rested. But we'll guarantee allow Mithray to have an opportunity to play something for 1. And just like that, we've got another Fishman Neptunian out. So Sai already being punished, not having swung into that board here because he wanted to prevent that move, but Mithray with the follow-up. Shanks here going to rest that blocker, free up some stuff here. I already like it going 8 into that blocker to try to get rid of this thing as soon as possible, realizing it is a key to making sure that Mithray's engine continues. So Mithray will want to defend. It does so with 3K counter. Given the minus 1K to the board for next turn, remind that Mithray will have to load some Dawn of that 5K body if she wants to start swinging in. 1 open for Sai, likely indicating he does have an event to rest or give himself, a nice little 3K boost. If necessary, maybe a 4K, but I don't think he has 8 rested yet. So the best option right here being a 3K counter with that 1 open. Mithray already at 8 Dawn. It was smart to save this combo piece. Will likely be turning her life face down, see what we get a free character off from that 1 Dawn play here from Shirahoshi, and then see what the follow-up is. Could even see something as sick as a Hody Jones if she has it. I don't see it. Does have an opportunity to pop something, not really. Shank's just outside the range of that Megalo, being a nice little 9K body. So we're going to go with the Shirahoshi to stack for life here. Okay. Decent play. Gonna sack that and get the KO by the effect to get the additional life. Another way to help with the Shirahoshi combo if necessary. Would have personally liked her to use that 1 Dawn trick first before getting a life here, because then she could just do it twice. Necessary, but it's all right. We got a 6 Dawn turn here. What are we gonna see? What are you gonna see? The Monkey D. Luffy here from her hand. Here it is. Double attack. Monkey D. Luffy restanding 4 on play. Likely for good defense, and gives her some options to start loading up for some swings. These Neptunians going to get some massive swings in here. I don't recommend going board just yet. If I'm Mithray here, given the 9K is going to be a lot easier for Sai to defend out of and how few attacks you're going to get. But here comes 6, coming in until I'm at, obviously life here, asking for 2. Sai on the take for this one. Now loading up for a 6K again. Nest needs a 2. I'd be surprised if Sai doesn't have a 2K for this one. No, I'm going to have to use an event apparently. All right, use the event for the plus 3K. Should be it for Mithray. No, we're going to get in the attack. I forgot she didn't do the effect, so she can restand. So another 6K coming in. This one, another take. Sai must be really low on 2Ks here. Mithray just getting all the attacks off. Restanding with the ability of that blocker. 9 Dawn turn for Sai. We're going to see what big monster this one drops. He's a little bit away from Law and Beppo, so if his hand's full of these, it's not going to be the case. We're going to see a nice little search from Perona here. Does have the opportunity to swing with the other Perona, maybe the Shanks. I recommend going board if possible here. Finding a way to resolve this Monkey Luffy, though, is going to be something that Sai is going to have to answer if he doesn't want to have to worry about her loading up and getting 2 swings on life and playing around whatever counter he has. The fact he's taking so many hits from just a simple 6 indicates his counter's probably a little low. All right, so already frozen here with the Shanks. Rest in that character like that. Now we have a double stack for a minus 2K in the turn. This one, Shanks on attack, resting the blocker. On the take is Mithray here after the heal. Here comes 6. See where this is headed. Could be into life. Nope, 2K it was. Yep, 2K to life here. Going to activate the Electric Luna. Keep everything frozen for the turn. Love this play. Mithray not going to get any attacks here, especially playing with a leader that doesn't have the ability to... Nope, I don't believe anything gets unfrozen. Yep, there we go. Sai communicating that. Everything is locked down for this turn. She does have the ability to play something for free, and it looks like... Do we have another copy of the blocker in hand? That's what it looked like. But we're not going to get much action outside of this for Mithray here. She's going to be able to play 1 for 1 Dawn. I don't recommend playing anything else here. Given that she has a blocker, she can use that ability twice now, though. Okay, so she can do it again. She could get another blocker out if she wants to, but she's going to have to lose something, and the only viable target, I think, is a blocker. Okay, nope, she's going to get 2 rests and frozen here for the Shanks here. Not going to restand. Green doing what Green does best. Locking people down. But I believe after that, there's really not a whole lot of options unless she wants to lose some characters here. Maybe the 5 attack Searcher could be a good replacement for the blocker. Given these blockers can attack. Little Pound Cake, let's go, Mithray!